So we'll start this again. So I was reading an article in the paper last night that said it's taking about 10 months from the notice of default to effect a foreclosure. So we're going to figure out how much time that would give me. The notice of foreclosure was filed June 27th, July 27th, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Wow, April 27th of next year. Now, I'm currently at, I think it's at 37,000 in default. $37,000 in arrears. Shit, I need my glasses. So 37,000 in arrears as of June 27th, but there's a second, so I'm probably in arrears at least 40,000. And let's say 45,000 just to be safe. Then okay, so for those 10 months my payments are $1,700 a month. So that's 37, no, that's, let's say 45,000 plus 17,000 equals $62,000. By the time I would be evicted, I'd be in arrears. So if I'm going to try to save the property, God, with that much money I could go buy half of the house across the street. It makes it not very appealing, but what the smart thing to do would be to try to retain the property in a short sale. The bank last year had offered it at $176,000. I bet they would take $156,000 now if I could find a patron who would qualify to short sell it, deed it back to me, pay them the money that would be required for the down, which would be something like $34,000, something like that. That's the way to go. And then be paying on 176 or 156 or whatever that they would take for the short sale. Complicated and not sure how to do it, but you know, I bet there's somebody out there that would know how to put something like this together. That would be the number one way to do it, to not save it in a conventional way, because there's still then $379,000 owing on it. So I don't even know who to talk to. But we'll see. Today's a pickling day. I'm actually thinking that now if I've got all the way until April to be able to stay here, that I'm actually going to plant at least a portion of this property again. For my fall crops. I have this idea that I was going to try to go onto a neighboring property and really take the planting area up to a full acre. But what I may do is take the risk and plant here within this idea of trying to save it, kind of also maybe even on a psychological level for me to attempt to reassume a hope, the smallest of hope, that that I could still live here. And that would be maybe I'll wait a couple of weeks to let that to mull that over, but it's funny with all these gestures, gesture on top of gesture on top of gesture, that would almost be a gesture to myself of trying to commit to saving it. So I had another idea. I've been approved for Kickstarter for the film to try to solicit money to make the film and finish the film. I might approach them about trying to use Kickstarter as a way of saving the farm. After all, the farm has always been an artwork since I realized that it was 4 years ago. So that's where we sit. Today I'm going to call another farmer's market, see if we can't add that to our playlist. And try to get an income at least stabilizing at this point. I've realized I need to do 4 farmers markets at a minimum to be able to make a living. We have 2 going now. I don't know how I will possibly be able to make enough product, but the need to expand is important right now, because I also, if I'm going to try all these various projects, I need to be financially stable to be able to do it. And I was thinking, if I'm going to be out of here by November 25th, that was my 5-month prediction, then I would try to raise enough money to be able to start this other project, this other growing area, and also have enough money to be able to get an apartment if I need to, so I'm not homeless. But if it's true that it's taking 10 months to effect a foreclosure, then from the date of default, then I can actually do my whole winter crop. My whole winter crop into spring here, and here and next door, and then that would leave the plant, that would be right around the right kind of timing to leave the planting, to make the plantings for summer of next year. March, April. So that sounds like a plan. We'll see what happens. Ciao.